Minister, listening to you and the previous Minister saying that this needs to stop, while simultaneously taking no actions to actually help this stop, when the specific calls in this motion are for the actions in our motion are to match the words that you're saying. And then we have a situation where today 650 patients and up to 7,000 civilians are trapped inside Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza. Among them are 36 premature babies who have been removed from their incubators because they ran out of fuel. Elsewhere in the hospital, the bodies of more than 100 patients are decomposing. Israel's blockade means there's no electricity for incubators or the morgue. Israel's cruelty targets Palestinians at the moment of their birth and even after their death. Because the morgue is no longer functional, medics began digging a mass grave outside the hospital yesterday, all while unrelenting fire from the Israeli military. Early this morning, Israeli soldiers breached the hospital grounds. Such a blatant attack on a hospital, medics, patients and civilians is beyond comprehension. That they are doing it unapologetically with the full support of the United States and many Western leaders is shocking. Yesterday, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz described Israel as a country that is bound to human rights and international law and acts accordingly. What a despicable statement. Absolutely no empathy or sympathy for the over 11,000 civilians dead, more than 5,000 of them children, with countless others buried alive and slowly dying under the rubble. 1.6 million made homeless, food, fuel, fresh water and medical supplies nearly exhausted, and the German Chancellor claims Israel is adhering to international law. At what point will they wake up and acknowledge the scale of Israel's crimes in Gaza? The Irish people and people in countries all over the world who have marched for peace in Gaza in their millions aren't fooled by this propaganda. They can see it for what it is: ethnic cleansing, war crimes and flagrant breaches of international law. Earlier, Minister Brown called what was going on in Gaza a humanitarian catastrophe. I agree. He then said the government endorsing our motion would push Ireland to the margins of international opinion. Given the majority of Western leaders' opinion, I'm happy for Ireland to be an outlier. Minister, the government says it shares the disgust and revulsion of the opposition at what's happening in Gaza, and I don't doubt that. However, you said that your approach differs to ours. But Minister, I have to ask, what is that approach? Words? Strong rhetoric? An appeal for a two-state solution while one state lays waste to another? Minister, Irish ministers can do more than make speeches. They can act. As a member of the EU, we have power and a platform. We can lobby hard at EU level for economic sanctions. Already, many MEPs have expressed a desire for the EU-Israel trade agreement to be reviewed. Belgium's Deputy Prime Minister had said she believes the deal should be suspended. Why are our ministers and our Taoiseach not saying the same thing? Why not take an action that would impose real consequences on Israel for its cruelty? What are they afraid of? In this country, we believe that Israel's refusal to consider an end to this slaughter is unacceptable. Minister Harris has said Israel is waging a war on children. We believe that it is impossible to maintain normal diplomatic relations with a country that is indiscriminately murdering children in their thousands. Minister, the government can act. If you were to act, you would have the support of the Irish people. They're demanding you to act in the face of this impending genocide. The swell of support for Gaza, I think, has been overwhelming. Every week there are marches all across the country where people from all walks of life are coming out in their thousands to demand a ceasefire. People can march and lobby their politicians, and they are doing all of that. But it's up to us in this House and in the EU to act. Minister, I'm asking you to do that.